If you're struggling to shoot in NBA 2K27, this is the place for you. Maybe you tried a bunch of different jump shots, but your three-point percentage is still looking lower than your age. And your jump shot is looking something like this. I mean, damn. Oh my God. Well, guess what? This was me. I couldn't shoot. I was trying every jump shot in the book, but after I found the sauce, now I'm shooting nearly 60%, and I already know plenty of other shooters that know all this stuff I'm going to be talking about in today's video that are shooting around 75%. So today, I'm giving the sauce out to y'all. If you watch this video all the way through, I guarantee you will become a better shooter in NBA 2K27. So drop a like for me helping y'all out, and make sure you're subscribed. And let's go ahead and get this shooting training started. With NBA 2K27 being new to all of us, you're gonna need help with the best animations and jump shots. And NBA2KLab.com has you covered with a bunch of free tools. But if you buy their monthly subscription using code 𝘸𝘁 for 20% off at checkout, you get access to all their premium tools, ranking all the best to worst animations, but having the ability to have every jump shot's base and releases ranked in green window percents and speeds in milliseconds is wild. There's also a custom jump shot recommender where you can plug in your controller and it recommends you a jump shot for your controller and latency. Get started now by going to NBA2KLab.com and use code 𝘸𝘁 at checkout. What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Henry, aka 𝘸𝘁, back at it with yet another video. And look, y'all, today's video I got y'all. We're gonna help y'all with the best shooting settings, the best shooting tips and tricks, the hotspot methods, even hidden tips that you're gonna want to listen to after me playing this game a lot already, how to shoot without the meter, what to look for when timing push, release, jump, set point, and then the ultimate question, button or rhythm, and then of course talking about what jump shot I use and why I use it. And you're probably wondering, okay, why would we listen to you, 𝘸𝘁? Like, why listen to you out of anybody? Well, I know some other great shooters in NBA 2K27 that are already shooting 75%. And like I said in the intro, I was shooting 11 at one point. Now I'm shooting like 60. Okay, so I know what it's like to struggle on this game, and I know how these other players are shooting so well. Okay, not only that, let's just take a look at some gameplay, and the clips are gonna speak for themselves. I mean, I am fading from the logo. A lot of y'all are gonna watch these clips and be like, dude, you're cheating. You're literally cheating because you probably can't hit a wide up and catch a shoot. But I'm telling you right now, dude, when you learn what I'm about to teach you in today's video, a lot of y'all's three-point percentages are gonna double. Some of y'all's is gonna triple with it, depending on how bad you are shooting, okay? But you are going to become a much better shooter, because look at what I'm shooting right now. I started shooting 11% in this game. Now I'm shooting back fade full court grains, okay? I'm quick stopping, shooting bothers in people's faces. I'm confidently taking step through contested greens, and I'm doing walkbacks. I'm shooting more bothers in people's faces. I'm fading with takeover like it's no problem from literally anywhere on the court. Look at this step through. Yo, the step throughs are so satisfying when you get them down. Look at quick stop, green. Oh my God. Look at, we got blurred takeover. This boy is not guarding me with no blurred takeover. How do I tell you? Quick stop, green, get it out the net. Okay, you're gonna be a lot more confident with shooting the ball, just like I am in these clips. Once you get the shooting down packed, and you're gonna get it down packed if you listen throughout today's video. Look at this guy's jumping for joy, spin-a-roo, step through. Oh my God, that was pretty crazy. Look at back, I'm going backwards step throughs. Y'all ain't seen nobody do that, a backwards step through. What am I even doing right now? Look at all these clips right here. This is the same game. Look at back fade logo 3 right after the fadeaway 3. Look at another back fade logo 3. That's 3 in a row. Oh, well, let's just fade out of bounds. I'll greet it anyways, even though I'm out of bounds. Like, come on. All right, let's start with some shooting settings. These are pretty simple, like they are every single year, but some of y'all might be new. Some of y'all might have forgot about these settings, but with the regular settings, there's really not anything to adjust over here. You actually want to go to the controller settings, make sure your shot timing on, dunk layup timing on, make sure your free throws timing on, shot timing visual cue. We're gonna go over this later in the video on what to look for and how to time jump, how to time set point, how to time push, how to time release. I'm also gonna talk about why scientifically, mathematically, however you wanna say it, you should be on push or release. So if you are someone watching this video and you are on jump or set point, we're gonna talk about this later in the video, and I need you to be open-minded, okay? If you want, especially if you want to become a better shooter. Okay, anyways, and I'm not saying you can't be a good shooter with jump or set point. I'm just saying whatever you're shooting at jump or set point, you can be better at push and release, okay? Anyways, all this is good. Make sure this is disabled. Make sure auto lob pass is disabled. It's not really shooting settings, but They are going to help you out in actually having control of your player. Then you're going to want to go to customize HUD, okay? Now, a lot of this stuff is a lot of distractions. Like, I wouldn't have a ball trail on. I wouldn't go too crazy with some of these settings, okay? It's just going to distract you, but make sure your shot meter is off. If you don't know how to shoot without a shot meter, I'm going to teach you in today's video, but you get a 10% green window bonus or boost when you have it off. So you need to learn how to have it off. I'd say it every year. It's like riding a bike without training wheels. You gotta learn it, okay? And you're not gonna learn it until you take it off, okay? You might struggle at first, but you're obviously gonna get better at it as time goes on. Now, when it comes to like timing layups and dunks, like you may as well have the size large, so make sure that setting is adjusted as well. With all this other stuff, you want to make sure shot feedback is on all shots. Why? Because you want to see if your opponent is shooting an open or a contested. You want to see if yourself is shooting an open or contested, because guess what? There's going to be some shots that look like they're contested, but they're actually not, and vice versa. And you want to know what shots are open, what shots aren't open. And how do you do that? You do it by seeing the feedback and learning the game, okay? Because that's really where the biggest skill gap is in every 2K, is learning those little pocket shots and knowing exactly when to shoot and when not to shoot, okay? The decision making is a huge part of 2K, and learning what is good decision making when it comes to shooting shots and shot selection is having this setting on, okay? All shots. Outside of that, it's really all you want to do. I do have my gameplay on HUD on middle. If you see my clips and you want to know how I did that, that's how I did that. But yeah, that's really the main settings right here. Nothing too crazy. Now, when it comes to tips and tricks, we can go over that really quick too. There's something called Jump Shot Boost. If you guys don't know what this is, make sure you're buying Jump Shot Boost. It's literally going to make you shoot better. Okay, it's in the name, Jump Shot Boost. It does cost VC, of course, but guess what? If you have the VC, use it. If you are shooting without Jump Shot Boost, you're gonna struggle more, okay? Same with 𝘠𝘪𝘴 too. I know 𝘠𝘪𝘴 can be expensive, but obviously if you're gonna buy a 𝘠𝘪𝘴 boost, just buy the blue one, okay? I don't expect you to buy all of them, just buy the blue one. And then, yeah, you're just gonna have more energy when you shoot the ball. And guess what? When you have more energy when you shoot the ball, you're more likely to green the shots. Harder to green shots with low energy. And if you're gonna dribble into a shot, or you just played a lot of defense, now you gotta shoot, you're gonna be more likely to be tired, okay? You need some 𝘠𝘠𝘴, okay, y'all? Also, to get more energy too, besides just those 𝘠𝘠𝘴 boosts, you want to make sure you're doing your 𝘠𝘠𝘴 workouts, y'all. Y'all want to have double blue 𝘠𝘠𝘴 bars on your energy thing. A lot of y'all are telling me, how do you get those blue bars on your energy or stamina? You got to go do your 𝘠𝘠𝘴 workouts. This is how you're going to get 99 stamina too, okay? So make sure you're going to the 𝘠𝘠𝘴 facility, which is right over here. The easiest workouts to do, I'll tell y'all right now, is going to go ahead and be this workout right here on the little ladders. Then another probably the easiest workout is the punching bag right here. You could do the treadmill, but it's kind of annoying. I would do the squats. Squats are super easy. Another one that's easy is the bench press. So yeah, those are some of the easiest ones right there. You want to make sure you get at least 3 stars on every drill. If you're not about to get 3 stars, dashboard and go back in before that, thing ends, because if you don't get 3 stars, you're gonna be messing up a lot of time on your stamina bar, okay? The next shooting tip is going to be using this specific controller from 𝘬𝘪𝘵 called the Vader 5S. The Vader 5S controller is already being used by many 2K creators and 2K pro players across the 2K community. And I'm sure most of you have noticed that shooting in NBA 2K27 can be a little difficult, especially with how fast a lot of these jump shots are this year, while also having 2 back paddles to keybind to any control, while also having 4 profiles to keybind any buttons to your liking, while also being able to adjust the dead zone on the stick, adjust travel adjustments on the triggers, or even the vibration and lighting on the controller. This is creating a controller that has all of these things available to help you become a better NBA 2K27 player. So whether you prefer rhythm shooting or button shooting, this is going to be the controller for you. Now, this controller is compatible for both Xbox and PC. I've been using this controller so far on my 2K27 grind, and it has helped me out tremendously with all the customization and the good button input timing, considering I'm a button shooter. And I think it's been helping my shooting a lot in 2K27, helping my transition from 2K26 to 2K27. And if you order from August 29th to the 31st, it is 15% off. So make sure to go click the link in the description right now. Now let's talk about hotspots. Hotspots are very important in 2K27. if we go ahead and take a look at my hotspots, I have all red and purples at the top. Now, how did I get that? You want to get your purple zones by going to the Art of Shooting gym. Okay, now I already completed this, but basically what you want to do is walk into this Art of Shooting gym. You're going to walk up to this guy named Lethal Shooter. You're going to want to talk to him. He's going to offer you some drills. You want to pick the hardest one where you could get 3 zones, because purple hot zones are better than red, but you can only choose 3 to have. So guess what? Pick the 3 that you shoot the most from. How do you figure out which 3 you shoot from the most from? Well, I'm about to show you right now, okay? Because you might think, oh, yeah, I shoot from the top of the key and the corners the most. But who knows? You might have played 100 games already and you're shooting from somewhere else a lot more. How do you figure that out? Well, you do it right here, okay? So for me, by the way, it has to be a mid-range or a 3-pointer. So for me, I shoot the most from the left wing, the right wing, in the left midi area. Okay, so I actually have them all at the top of the key, but in reality I should switch the top of the key one to the left midi area, because I shoot from there more than the top of the key one. So yeah, just put your purple zones where you shoot the most from, because you obviously want to take advantage of that. And then when it comes to just getting red zones, obviously you can get them from playing park, stage, rec, pro-am, whatever. But if I were y'all and you literally just wanted to grind the red zones without having to play online, I would go over here to Street Kings and grind your red hot zones over here, okay? So you're gonna go ahead, go up to this wall, play some Street Kings games, and you're gonna shoot from each hot zone. Each game, you're going to shoot from that same spot that you need the red hot zone from every single shot. And once you complete 2 games of shooting from that same spot every shot, and you're shooting good because you're against the AIs, it should be easy, then you'll get a red zone. So every 2 games, you'll get a red zone from that spot if you shoot from there every single shot. And yeah, so that shouldn't take too long to get all your hot zones by doing that. It's pretty simple, pretty easy, and very, very effective and helpful when it comes to shooting. All right, now let's get to some hidden tips. Okay, so hidden tips. Okay, so number 1, there's a lot of speed ups in this game. I'm gonna put up some screenshots on the screen of what Mike Wang has said about shooting and how there is a skill gap and how 2K26 percentages are capable in this game. But based on your jump shot, based on your fatigue, your stamina, all that stuff, your jump shots can slow down, speed up. But jump shots that aren't gonna do that are fades unless you have really low stamina. But another tip I'm gonna give y'all, or another hidden tip, is your jump shot in general. If you're creating a jump shot on this game, number 1, you should be creating it on 2klabs.com, use NBA2K27.com, using code @H and plugging in your controller, like I said in the beginning of the video. But the actual jump shot itself, the grades actually matter. Like, I never paid attention to the grades, but that bottom right release window grade actually matters. When I was shooting 11% from 3 in this game to start, literally not being able to time my shot, even turn on my meter, there was no green window in my meter. If you were watching the stream, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it was because I had an F release window. Changed my jump shot to a jump shot with a B+ release window, and now I'm shooting great, bro. Y'all saw the clips. Now I'm shooting great, okay? That's a big tip when creating your jump shots. So check your jump shot grades. They actually do matter this year compared to a couple of years where they really didn't mean too much. You know, a lot of the best jump shots in the game had terrible grades. But anyways, how to shoot with no meter. I know a lot of y'all watching the video probably are shooting with meter still. You get a 10% bonus if you take this stupid meter off. Okay, now obviously I'm in the my course lower difficulty and I don't use meter, so I'm just showing this as like an example where I'm just doing this for the video. But like, if you're physically looking at your meter when you shoot, that's a big problem, because the meter gets laggy, especially if you have bad internet. It doesn't accurately represent when you should be timing it all the time, because sometimes the meter will jump up or bounce back, you know what I mean? So you don't even want to be looking at that in general. You want to be looking at visual cues, which we're about to get into. But yeah, so make sure you take off your meter. Let's talk about how to shoot without the meter, and that's visual cues. Okay, stop looking at the meter. Now, if you have meter on and you don't look at the meter when you shoot, you have it on for no reason. There's literally not a reason to have it on, and it's all in your head. But if you actually do look at the meter, here are some helpful tips on how to shoot without the meter and without looking at that. Okay, so it's actually a good representation to do it with the meter on, because you're gonna see me completely fill up these bars. But I'm on push timing, okay? But you want to and we're gonna talk about what to look for in the visual cues. But when it comes to shooting, you want to find a visual cue. What's a visual cue? It's something on your player where right when you're supposed to release the ball, you're looking at that physical thing on your player and you're like, oh, okay, he just did that. Let me go ahead and release the ball and shoot it to get the green, okay? It could be your feet. So you're like, oh, when my feet reach this point, let me let go of the button, or let me flick my stick, depending on your rhythm or button shooting, which we'll get into that later too. Or maybe you're looking at your hands, or maybe it's your head, or maybe it's your wrists, or maybe it's your elbow. You know what I'm saying? It could really be anything, but once you find that thing, so like, for example, my jump shot right now, I look for my elbow to like lock, and right as it locks is when I release the ball. So right when my elbow locks into my jump shot, I'm releasing the ball. That's what I'm looking at. And that's how I know when to time my shot, okay? Now, obviously, it's gonna be different depending on what visual cue you're on, but yeah, let's go ahead and get into that now. All right, so we have jump, set point, push, release. Now, when I was talking about earlier in the video, scientifically, mathematically, you should be on push release, is because push and release, you time that later in the jump shot. Jump and set point, you time it earlier in the jump shot. So you are literally mathematically giving yourself less time to read and react to your jump shot if you're on jump or set point, okay? You are giving yourself more time to read and react to your jump shot if you are on push or release. And especially in this game, with all the speed ups, the slowdowns, the different jump shots you can get in the game, you need to give yourself more time to read and react in this game. How do you do that? You go on push or release. So I'm gonna show you how to time all of them, but I would highly recommend you use push or release, okay? Anyways, and you can customize that in the jump shot, just jump shot creator anyways, but yeah. So jump is gonna be, you're gonna wanna release it right here. So right when your player gets his feet off the ground basically and jumps, that's when you wanna release the button. That's when you wanna flick your stick if you're using rhythm. And that's how you're gonna time jump shot, jump, okay? Set point. Set point is gonna be right as you're getting in to, like, if you ever played IRL basketball, you know when you get into that like form where like your elbow is like right above the knee and above your ankle. So that's when you're gonna time set point. So set point is right at that moment. It's a little earlier in the jump shot. It's before push and release, obviously. So yeah, you're gonna wanna time it like right there. Okay, that's when you're gonna release the button and flick the stick. So with push, you wanna time this right before the ball even gets to the top of his head, or right when his elbow locks, which means he's about to start pushing out the ball. Okay, so just about right there is when you want to release your button or when you want to flick your stick. Okay, this is the one that I use, and this is the one that I prefer on my jump shot. With release, you're gonna want to release the ball when like a little bit after the ball reaches the top of your head, or when your player's just about to start flicking the ball. Okay, so you're gonna want to release it on a lot of jump shots just right about there. Okay, that's where you're gonna want to release the button or flick your stick. Now that y'all know all these tips and tricks that I talked about, let's talk about button or rhythm. Now, keep in mind, I have been a rhythm shooter in 2K25, 2K26, and this is now the third year of rhythm shooting. I prefer button. They changed a lot about rhythm shooting. It's not about the tempo timing anymore. It's about just the timing, okay? It doesn't work nearly as well. You know, maybe you could use rhythm on like MIDI fades, you know, or free throws. But honestly, it's all personal preference at the end of the day. You do not get a bonus with rhythm shooting. You do not get a bonus with button shooting. It is all personal preference. So whatever you think is easier, which is either A, flicking your stick, or B, pushing down the button, then that's what you would pick. Now, once again, scientifically, mathematically, whatever you want to call it, button is gonna be easier because you're literally just doing one motion. You're just clicking a button. With rhythm, you have to flick it one way, then flick it the other, and it's kind of technically two timings, even though it's one. That makes sense because you're doing two motions, right? When button's just holding a button, right? So I would definitely say learn button shooting. It's gonna help you in the long run. I've seen a lot more people have success with buttons so far in NBA 2K27. So yeah, I would recommend becoming a button shooter in 2K27, like myself. I mean, we were all button shooters at one point anyways, so I'm sure if you were rhythming the last couple of years, you'll get used to that button again. Now, if you want my jump shot, make sure to click the video on the screen. We did upload my jump shot NBA 2K27. I'm also going to be uploading a video soon on the best jump shots for every single build and 3-point rating. So make sure to look out for that. So make sure to drop a like, make sure to hit that subscribe button, check out the videos on the screen. It's been your boy Henry, aka 𝘸𝘩𝘦𝘢𝘵, and I'm out, y'all. Peace.